WIDA English Language Development Standards Framework. By the end of this session, you will learn about the WIDA ELD Standards Framework and its associated assessment. Understand how this framework helps guide our instruction and how the assessment is structured to measure our students' language proficiency. What is the WIDA ELD Standards Framework? WIDA ELD Standards Framework. It's a set of guidelines that helps ELD educators set language development goals and provides a roadmap for supporting our English language learners. The framework is organized into 4 components, and they work together to make a comprehensive picture of language development. The components of the WIDA ELD Standards Framework are WIDA ELD Standard Statements, conceptual framing of language and content integration. Key language uses, prominent language uses across disciplines. Language expectations, goals for content-driven language learning. And finally, proficiency level descriptors, a continuum of language development across 6 levels. Let's understand each of the WIDA ELD Standards Framework components in depth. WIDA ELD Standards Statements. Conceptual framing of language and content integration. This content integration is related to some specific subjects, such as social and instructional purpose, language arts, math, science, and social studies. Key language uses. Prominent language uses across disciplines. Provide a natural point for collaboration between content and language educators, with key language uses serving as a focus for that partnership. Key language uses reflect the most high-leverage genre families across academic content standards. They are narrate, inform, explain, and argue. Key language uses can overlap and inform each other. As genre families, key language uses can intersect, blend, and build on each other. All key language uses are present across all grade levels and disciplines. The emphasis placed on these 4 language uses is not intended to restrict curriculum and instruction. Rather, it accentuates the most prominent genre families as an organizing principle for the ELD standards. Language expectations. As you can see in this picture, we have an example reference code for a language expectation. We have mode of communication, key language use, grade level cluster, and also ELD standard. Language expectations also work with communication modes. So we have to teach our students in 4 specific domains: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. Proficiency level descriptors, a continuum of language development across 6 levels. As you can see here, those 6 levels are entering, beginning, developing, expanding, bridging, and reaching. When students score a minimum composite score of 4.2 and a 3.5 in the speaking domain, they are deemed fluent and may exit language support services. Dimensions of language within a social-cultural context. Number 1, word or phrase. The word-phrase dimension adds precision to communication. For example, language users strategically select everyday, cross-disciplinary, and technical language, employ multiple meanings and nuances of words and phrases, or play with their shades of meaning. Number 2, sentence. The sentence dimension contributes to the grammatical complexity of a text. Language users make choices in how they express ideas and their interrelationships through clauses in various sentence types. This also helps shape how a text is sequenced and connected. 3. Discourse. The discourse dimension imparts to overall meaning across an entire text, supported by the sentence and word phrase dimensions. To consider how a language user constructs a meaningful message, begin by looking at the discourse dimension and the overarching message to see how language is organized to communicate particular ideas, how language holds ideas together in a text, and how loosely or tightly language is packed. Dimensions of language within a social context. Everyday language. Language for representing ideas in non-technical ways. Cross-disciplinary language. Common academic language used across content area contexts. And technical language. Specialized language associated with a content area such as science and history. Can-do descriptors. They are based on the WIDA score or level for each domain and describes what student can do when scoring at that level. So we have can-do descriptors for different clusters: kindergarten, grades 1 to 2, grades 3 to 5, 6 to 8, and grades 9 to 12. I encourage you to go to the WIDA website and take a look at the can-do descriptors for the grades you teach. Some of the applicable uses of the WIDA proficiency level descriptors are collaboration between educators, professional learning activities, language goals design, and student monitor progress. And this is the WIDA English Language Development Standards Framework. Thanks for watching. See you soon.